championships.
Before we even say who has qualified, maybe I can let in the audience on what the event is all about. So this is the 6th edition of NICON, and it is an event that has brought together a number of enthusiasts. We have the tech enthusiasts, we have comic fans, we have the gamers, and for gamers this is especially to do with the aspect of electronic sports, which is one of the sports that has not yet been tapped, especially in the country. It's not all about track, it's not all about the wicket or the racket rather, but we also have the consoles which play a major role in individuals' day-to-day life. It's just that no one has really, rather it has not yet been discovered, and today you can see a lot is happening behind me and also around me, and joining me right now is the co-founder of NICON. He is Ben Barasa, and he can let us in more on this event. How are you, Ben?
I'm doing well.
How is the event today?
The event is good so far. We're getting an influx of people coming in. Day one yesterday, got some good audience coming through, comic book fans, animation fans. We had an animation pitching competition. Winner gets a chance to go to South Africa, where they can pitch for the regional finals for the Annecy competition.
And if I may focus on esports, we have the gamers, and this has been a 2-day event. We had yesterday, we had today. What happened yesterday exactly?
So yesterday we were in the first leg of the grand finale. We did a bit of elimination for the guys who are going to the top. So today we are in the final round. We get to crown the winner here today, East and Central Africa's champion FIFA E-Cup. Apart from the esports, we have a lot going on. We have some headliners for the comic workshops. We have some Cartoon Network screenings of Fupi Tunes, which is an initiative for young African animators to come and show their work.
And for the gamers, how many countries do we have participating?
So far we have 3 countries represented here. We have Kenya, of course, as the host. We have Uganda represented, and we have Tanzania also represented.
Who do we have in the finals of the gaming tournament?
So the qualifiers are still, the final bit of it is still going on. We are yet to know what's going to happen, but towards the end of the day we'll get to know who's gone out to the finals, and then we'll be able to crown the champion.
What are the prizes for this specific tournament?
So we have a prize pool that ranges a bit of money. So first prize gets 400,000, second prize gets 200,000, third prize 100,000, and it goes on as it reduces that way. Yeah.
This is the 6th edition. We've had other previous editions. What can you say about this edition as compared to the previous editions, and especially with focus on the gaming bit of it?
So this is the first time we're doing Asylum as an event. NICON, we've been around for the past 5 years. This is our 6th edition. Pro Series Gaming has been around for less than a year, so we're bringing a good experience. We're also looking at the kind of partnership that we've got, and especially for the esports, we have our partners who have been Liquid Telecom, who are the title partners for this. We have Red Bull, we have Blaze by Safaricom, we have Asus, and more other partners who have come on board. We have partners like that, What's Good Live and Kenya Buzz.
We have so many big names backing you guys up, and esports is something that has not been tapped really in the country. Maybe what are some of the challenges what's some of the challenges that you are facing in this?
Some of the challenges I can say we are facing is just the perception of esports. I know a lot of people look at gaming and video gaming as a waste of time or something that you do when you're on break, but we're looking to turn this into a viable career, not just for the gamers who are going to earn money from playing, but for guys who are also the production team. There are guys there's a whole production going on here. You can see some cameras behind me. There's the production team. We have commentators. We have the hosts. There's a whole industry that can thrive from this, and also spectators. Esports is a spectator sport, and that's what we are trying to grow also. So the same way you can go to the stadium and watch a football match, a rugby match, we want guys to come to a stadium, park a stadium, to watch an esports match.
From all you've said, I can see it's mostly a male-dominated scene. Where are the ladies in this?
The ladies are there. They're a bit shy to come out, but we had some gamers, some lady gamers, especially yesterday night. We were doing something we're calling a LAN party. This is where people are plugged in on a network and they game the whole night. We had some female players who are coming on board. We also have, for other games, female players who are playing. We have one of the local gamers. She's called Queen Arrow. She's been signed to a US gaming company as a representative for them. So lady gamers are coming on board. We are also trying to see how we can get them more engaged in some of the sports sports. There are some sports which are looked at as more female dominated, but we want to incorporate them in everything we're doing.
So finally, are you getting any backup from, other than just whoever is sponsoring this event? Is the government involved? Is anyone else involved in developing esports in the country?
It's been a challenge, but that's something we're working to. So if there's anyone from government who sees that this is something viable, we can work on board. We'd really love to work with the Ministry of Sports. We'd like to work with the Ministry of Youth, also tourism, because this is something we see the guys who have traveled. Our previous tournament in April, we had guys coming all the way from Zambia. So that's also tourism being promoted there. We have our headliners who are all the way from South Africa. Jason Masters has worked on DC and Marvel comic books. We have Nick Wilson from the African Animation Network. So there's a bit of tourism here. There's sports, there's culture, there's all this. We'd love government to come and support us. There's also the technical ICT aspect. Those are some of the areas we'd like participation, and also just the community, just growing a community and look at how we can grow this together.
Thank you so much, Baraza. So that was Baraza, the co-founder of Nikon, and as you've heard, the finals are still going on, but in the course of the day we'll get to know maybe who has won, who has not, and other than just the cash prizes, what else are they getting from this event? It is attracting quite a large number of individuals. Back to the studio.
Thanks a lot, Rotuno Kwenyike, at the Nairobi Hospital Convention Center, where we are having the East Africa Gaming Championships, and it's a big deal. Remember, when we had the FIFA Esport Championships, more than 20 million people turned out to take part in that, and in the final we had MS Dosari winning that and also taking home $250,000. And gentlemen, let me just quickly, what is your sport on, what are your thoughts on gaming, you know, the gaming industry, and how quickly its growth, you know, we are seeing in the country? Salim?
It's quite good because, Robinson, first and foremost, everyone has their likes when it comes to interest and what game you like more. So I think it's good for those lovers of gaming out there. And I think something should be done, as it's being said on TV, something should be done to make sure that it never dies away, because it's so good also for the future generations to nurture their minds.
Yes. Ronald, 20 million players turned out for the FIFA, that's after the World Cup, for the FIFA E-Championships that took place in London. And we had a Saudi Arabian player win that. Probably in the future, do you think a Kenyan will be winning this championship?
No, I think we are still far behind, because if you look at the people who turned up to play at the championship and MS Dosari won, most of them played the game as a profession, as a career. And most of us here, we look at it in a different way. So I think we still have a long way to go, and even just to introduce it at home and maybe have everyone have the perception that this thing can pay and people can play it as a career. So I think we still have a long way to go, and hopefully maybe that perception will change.
Joe, there's always this perception that people have that, you know, when you talk about video games, those are leave them for children. Do you think that is going to be, you know, at some point, are we going to have to get to a point where that will be, you know, put aside and people can actually take this as a profession like it is in other developed countries?
Definitely. Personally, I'm a fan. I played Pro Evolution 2018. I've won the World Cup with England on the game. So I had to mention that. But on a critical note, I think it also creates employment. I think if you can make it an institution whereby there's so many guys outside there who are trying to make money out of every different way. But here is where you can just put it in gaming. Put the Ministry of Sports, as you said, behind it. Let's take them into regional games, from regional games into county games, from county, national games, East African games, and you know it grows. It grows as a gaming franchise. That being said, though, as my fellow Pandita said, obviously we are still far away from realizing that it's something serious we can take upon. We can play it in them kwa mtaa, one niaje kuja tucheze 20 bob unanishinda, something like that. But at the end of the day,